Hi, everyone. Mike White here. Welcome to this week's blog post. Incredible week of information, news. The cycle continues. Some of the information coming out from the mainstream media is kind of a lot to take. And I believe it was Tuesday of this week, there was a network, a cable news network that literally every time I looked all day long to check what was going on in the financial world, they were pounding the housing market to death, and you would think that everybody was bulldozing down all the houses, and it was just unbelievable. And so that kind of led to the conversation this week. Um, and we've talked about this stuff in past blog posts, and that's why I hope you take the time to look at these every week. But the commentary and the things that are going on in today's housing market, you really have to step away from and wrap your mind around what's going on. Because if you're looking at the mainstream media information or some of the information that's getting pumped out by, quote unquote industry professionals, it really causes you to take pause um, and avoid the panic. And I've always use the quote, don't argue with idiots. Arguing with an idiot is like wrestling a pig. You both get dirty, but the pig likes it. In the past weeks and months, you can see the commentaries that we've talked about, constant stream of misinformation and false narratives that really put this housing market and try to downplay what's going on through what I consider to be a very biased view. And this week was no different. So please go back and look at the rebuttal information that I've shared with the whole inventory problem that people are talking about. We know that the number of units that are available for sale right now in the marketplace, is low. I get it, but last year we still had record-breaking sales. People are still buying houses. It's not like if you were in your market and not a single contract of sale went through, not a single offer was accepted. The reality of it is that's not true. It's not true. According to the Mortgage Bankers Association, total sales of purchase agreements was purchase application was down 1% last week. Okay, 1%. Is everybody jumping through, to their death off a cliff because, oh my God, mortgage applications on purchase deals was down 1%? Come on, get over it. Week to week and month to month, there's an ebb and flow. We also know we're getting multiple offers on properties. Last week, I spoke directly to this whole forbearance situation, which people are worried is going to destroy the housing market. And I shared the completely baseless argument that's being pushed out there that all of these homes that are in forbearance are going to end up coming into the market and destroying the housing market, causing this huge housing bubble. And go back and look at the article, and I run through the math and I show you the numbers, and it's completely baseless. There's not enough houses. There's not enough houses currently in forbearance that if they all came due right now, wouldn't even fill the 5 to 6 months worth of quote unquote inventory the National Association of Realtors says it needs to have in order for there to be a more balanced market. Okay. So we know all of those houses are not going into foreclosure. We know that those people are not all upside down on those properties. Anybody that's in forbearance now, and again, now that they kicked the can down the road for 6 months, 6 months from now, you know what'll happen? Those houses will either be sold and those people will walk away with money in their pocket. Those loans will be refinanced or extended and modified. And for the handful or even the thousands or millions of properties that go into forbearance, well, guess what? Won't that help out all the buyers that are out there who are having trouble finding houses, and then give the National Association of Realtors all the inventory that they're looking for to have in their market so that everybody can stop this panic? It's just not real. So there's constant panic by people who spend their entire careers, and you know who they are, literally trashing the housing market. You've got to just put them to the side and ignore them completely when those people choose to go against the facts. When they want to present one side of the story. I'm not saying don't listen to their information. I'm saying don't you have to look at that because your people are hearing it. How do you diffuse that situation? I've got a loan officer in a market who closed 35 purchase loans last month. You're going to tell me nobody's buying houses? You're going to tell me that the housing market's going to reach a bubble? Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of trouble for first-time home buyers who need down payment assistance programs or help buying their first house or need a seller's concession. But at the same time, they can't get a deal together. It's because there are other people who don't need that help, who have the money, who are ready, willing, and able to buy. Now, I'm not saying we don't help the people who need down payment assistance or a seller's concession. But while they're trying to find a house, couldn't they be saving money? There's a whole blog post on what they could be doing while they're sitting on the sidelines, not able to get an offer accepted. How many people could you convert from FHA to conforming? How many people could be saving money? The thousands upon thousands of dollars they've received from the government in this past year. Where the heck did that money go? Where is that money now? And if you said, well, they were unemployed, well, they're not looking for a house now anyway. They don't qualify for a loan. So they're going to have to wait until they've reestablished their job and get back to steady employment. But for all the rest of the people, and those people, again, who are out there looking, this is important. And for the nonsense about, hey, you know what, we're just going to sit here and we're going to wait for prices to drop. And then we'll come back into the market. Really? Because that would have been a great strategy last year at this time. It's the same people who are unhappy with a 2% refinance. Now they're looking at 3% and they're saying, well, you know what? I'll wait for rates. I'll wait 6 or 7 months until the rates come back down. Really? Because that's a strategy that you're sure is going to work? People who refuse to look at all of the information. And again, I'm not telling you to argue with them. I'm telling you to make the case. This is what's going on. If you're not going to educate yourself, if you're not going to educate your consumer, if you're not going to educate your referral partners and have this conversation, then you're bound to end up in a series of arguments with people who believe a false narrative. And you know what? Right now, ignore them. For whatever, if they don't think this is a housing market to go buy a house, fine. I'm not going to argue with you. Don't go buy a house. Continue to rent. You know why? Because right now in most markets, there's more than one person looking to buy each house that comes on the market. And until the market stabilizes, until we start seeing less people bidding on the same house, until we stop seeing people offering more money than the list price, and still this stuff comes back down, you've got to deal with what the market is today. This is the market today. If people want to buy a house, they need to be prepared for what the market is today. You can help them. But don't spend your time arguing with people who insist they're going to look for a $200,000 house and then offer 180 and negotiate the deal, because it's not going to happen. Not right now. It's not going to be something that's going to come together. Not right now. The market is what it is. So educate yourself. Look for more than one area. Don't take what I say as etched in stone. Look there at the same places that I am looking for information. There's broad information out there on the marketplace. There are plenty of people with social media, YouTube. There's all kinds of places. If you have any questions about where I'm going and what I'm seeing and what I review, send me an email. I'd be happy to point you in the direction of the stuff that I'm looking at to formulate the information, the opinions that I have. As always, Mike at imtcoaching.com. Talk to you again next week. Take care.